Hello fellow freedom seekers and welcome to Poland, the land of entrepreneurs, freedom fighters and freedom seekers. Welcome to our homeland. We are in Powidz today, which is famous for this beautiful crystal clear lake, but it should also be famous for the most unusual, the quirkiest caravan accommodation we've ever seen. Yeah. The locals here take caravanning to the next level. It's absolutely mind-blowing and you have to see it. So give this video a like and join me for a little tour around the lake of Powidz, where you will see quirky caravans, the campsite where time stood still, and our humble accommodation we chose for the stay in Powidz. It's a beautiful morning and I will tell you all about this lake a bit later. Let's check the quirky caravans first. In the UK, people complain about planning permissions, about rules and regulations and the red tape. But what you're about to see actually proves that having planning permission laws in place is not a bad idea at all. You can walk around the whole lake of Powidz and its shore is full of different types of accommodation, mainly for summer use. Right by the lake there are two plots full of those touring caravans, clearly used as holiday accommodation. And despite my efforts, I didn't find any information about these businesses. I didn't find any billboards or contact numbers, and of course I don't have permission to film, so I will try to be discreet. But you have to see it. It's not an official campsite or a holiday park. It looks like somebody's back garden used for touring, or maybe turned into a static holiday park. But this is so Polish. That looks like an older static, this one actually. Can you see it? It's a touring caravan integrated into a wooden chalet. Would this be allowed in your country? These are not advertised online, and we booked our accommodation in Powidz while we were still driving through Germany, so we had no chance of finding these amazing caravans. But if we did, we would book them, even for the sake of filming them for you guys. I have no idea about planning permissions in Poland, about rules and regulations, but this establishment, whatever it is, for me it's a reminder that rules and regulations are actually there for a reason. I bet you wouldn't like if your neighbor had something like that in their back garden. But as I said before, I have no idea about the use of these touring caravans. To me, they look like holiday accommodation, but I have no idea what's happening there, because these places are not advertised as holiday-let businesses. There are a few official holiday-let businesses here, which I found online, and these properties clearly stand out. So let's compare, let's see those discreet types of accommodation first, and then I will show you the official ones. These two plots here are very distinctive, and after reading about the Polish laws and regulations regarding the holiday accommodation and the use of touring caravans and siting them on your own land, you can do it if they are not connected to the utilities and they are not used as permanent accommodation. So that's what I found. There is a private home, and in the garden there is another touring caravan and a few chalets. This is quite a nice option of accommodation, overlooking the lake. Oh, there are actually two touring caravans here on the left, and there are people in it because there is washing outside and the windows are open. Let's continue our walk by the lake, because there's more quirky accommodation to see. Maybe it's actually very lucky that these places are not advertised online, because me and Marek, we could have ended up in one of those chalets. Yeah, they are right by the lake, but they are just so squeezed together, one next to each other, one on top of each other, almost. So again, this could be a holiday-let business, but it's not advertised anywhere online. Look, one next to each other. What a nightmare. And more behind. The whole complex of weird and for some people wonderful holiday lets But as you can see, and it's evident that it's not regulated. Each single unit looks completely different. But they must, whatever is happening here, it's not affecting the lake, because this lake is still one of the cleanest lakes in Poland. It's super deep, it's 50 meters deep at the deepest point. It's one of the largest lakes in Poland because to walk around it, you have to cover the distance of 50 kilometers. It's absolutely massive and it's full of wonderful fish. So I can see why this place is attractive to many people, especially that in this region of Poland there are hardly any lakes and not as big as this one. I found this little chalet online. It's £60 a night and this is the official holiday-let business with rooms for rent. But look what's happening in neighbor's garden. These look like little summer shacks. And I'm just amazed and a bit appalled, really, how many units someone squeezed here on this little plot of land. They go on and on and on. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you imagine staying in one of those for your holiday? Like the one over there. This could be your holiday accommodation by the lake. And this is probably how these are advertised, wherever they are advertised. So tell me, do you still think the planning permission laws are a bad idea? Is that the way to do it? Is that the future of holiday lets? Those structures just go on and on. So these could be used as private, little holiday houses. This could be holiday lets. I have no idea. Well, but it's interesting. It's an interesting view. There is a group of guys working on streaming and blowing, and I feel like back on the campsite. I feel right at home. I will show you the official beach and then we will walk to this campsite, which looks like a time capsule. And whatever is going on in these little wooden shacks, I bet they are full in the summer, because check out this view. That's another interesting thing I found by the lake. The models of fish living in the Powidz lake. The water is so clean, it must attract fishers. We're approaching the main village beach with the water sports center and some interesting businesses here. Of course, ice cream, coffee, snacks, but there's also sauna. This place attracts people who do wild swimming, so I bet in winter many people swim in this lake and then they can come and relax in sauna. I told you Poles are a nation of entrepreneurs and creatives. And look what's happening behind sauna. A static caravan. This one is on wheels. I saw a similar business in North Devon. I think it's called Secret Sauna. Mobile sauna. Why not? This is just such a classic view of a Polish lake, and we are so lucky to be here after the season, because in the summer it must be packed. There's a tiny marina, you can hire a boat, you can go on a cruise, you can play sports, stay in one of the rooms here. There are restaurants and pubs. I would say this is the official part of holiday infrastructure in Powidz. Whenever I am in Poland, it seems like two countries to me. So this is one Poland, modern, well invested in, clean and tidy. This is the official bit. But there's also another Poland. And you will see it in a minute. Poland, which hasn't changed much since the socialist times. And that's what I'm going to show you. We are walking to the other side of the lake, the place which is called the Wild Beach, Dzika Plaża. And this accommodation attracted my attention instantly. Look, this is another structure, but it does look differently. And there is a phone number and notice, holiday let. This is a genuine business. And it does look a bit different, doesn't it? And there is actually a contact number. No one is trying to hide anything here. This is probably the place I would have booked. Lovely plot with your private beach. Steps from the lake. And this is exactly what I meant by 2 countries in one and 2 Polands. I bet this one is more expensive. It is private, it is a private plot. I think there is one more behind it, but this one is in the first line by the lake. So which holiday accommodation would you choose? This one, the official, from someone who runs a legitimate business, or would you rent it from someone who just happened to place a few touring caravans in their back garden, because that's what it looked like. However, I may be wrong. I have no idea what's going on in those gardens because there's no information about it whatsoever. But this one is clearly a holiday-led business, probably with some kind of a license, taxes and fees. And right next to it there are more touring caravans parked in somebody's orchard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, at least 9. At least 9. As you can see, Poland is a state of mind, and even things like holiday accommodation, the way of running your business, and then the way of spending your holiday, choosing the provider, choosing the person you will give your money. There are 2 different worlds coexisting, and we are approaching the site which I called Time Capsule, and I'm not sure what's happening here. There are no signs, but this looks like a campsite. It is definitely private property. There is a security barrier. There are warnings about CCTV, so I will film discreetly because there are some juicy places to show you, and I'm not sure the owners would appreciate me filming. This was clearly a holiday complex, clearly private property, but no one stopped me, no one questioned me about anything. I had a really good nosy there, and this was another take on caravanning and spending holidays in Poland. Yeah, quite something, isn't it? So the last stop now, and the last thing I want to share with you, is our accommodation and the business we chose to support with Marek this time when we are staying in Powidz. As I said earlier, 2 countries, 2 realities coexisting. We are based here in this building. We are upstairs, and this accommodation is advertised as a room, but it's more like a studio flat in British standards. We are upstairs, and in the advert our accommodation was advertised as a room, but it really is a studio, and in the UK it would be called a studio flat. So this is our terrace, which we share with the neighbor because there is a separate studio next door. So this is the terrace we share, and a wonderful view over the car park, a little play park for children, beautiful trees. That's the view from our terrace. And inside we have an open plan lounge cum, kitchen cum, dining room, 3 single beds, so the studio can accommodate 3 people. We have a kitchenette, we even have our own wardrobe, look at that. So you don't have to live in a suitcase. A small kitchenette, but very well equipped. You have everything you need, all the cutlery, plates, glasses and so on. And it's cozy, but come on, we live in a caravan. So this is really nice. We really liked it here. We had a lovely time, and there is a bathroom as well. And this is the point where we can admire the lake from our accommodation. Our accommodation has a lake view, so if you fancy, you can come here with your kappa and you can just Just see the lake over there. In terms of value for money, this is the best option we've had in this entire road trip to Poland, because the cheapest type of accommodation we've had was a campsite at Riverside, hard standing pitch with full service. That was £30 a night in Devon, in South Molton. This is all £40 a night. That's Polish price. That's sweet, isn't it? Yeah, in Britain, on a campsite for 40 quid a night, you would get a tool shed. In Poland, you get all this. So, it's time to move out, and we need to move on today and chase new adventures. Thank you so much for watching this episode. Share your thoughts, share your feedback in the comments. We love answering to your comments. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. Give us a like, give us a subscription, give us a comment. Don't be mean. Share your thoughts and share your presence, share your time with us in the next episodes. Remember, subscription is free and all subscribers get notifications each time we release a new video, and we will be producing full time, so there will be more exciting videos coming your way. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next episode. Bye bye.